I am constantly saying we create reality through us, through our nervous system and our brain. And if you are not creating the reality you want, then you have to do certain things in a certain way. We outsource our power to authority figures outside ourselves. We outsource it to deities, and we outsource it to our parents, and then we outsource it to society, because that's what our society is. That is the game. That is this level. And when you outsource your power, you outsource part of the belief in yourself and your belief to be able to handle whatever future you get and your ability to control that reality and to change it. A lot of people are living in jobs and places that they don't want to live in and they don't want to be in, but they don't feel the strength to get out, or they don't feel like they can do it because it doesn't seem possible based on what they see. But what they see and what they're living in is the past, because your brain and your central nervous system are creating the future from the predictable past. And if you're not giving your brain any other input, any other stimulus, any other variables for it to see, then you're not going to ever leave that position that you're in. You're not going to ever do anything, and you're not going to ever go anywhere, even though you want to. This will make you unhappy because your higher self, your consciousness wants to expand and grow, but your nervous system is keeping you stuck, and it's not your fault. It is your nervous system. It is the level of the game. It is the way that you start living your life from the time you're little. You outsource power to your parents as authority. You outsource your power to whatever religion as authority. You outsource your power to society, to teachers, to doctors, to everything. So when you're outsourcing all these things, you're telling your brain that you do not have the power over itself. So when you start taking action and you try to do the things that you want, you end up collapsing back because that belief is not instilled. So the first step is you have to start believing in yourself, and you have to rewire your mind and start saying good things to yourself. You do this not just with affirmations, not just by saying, why am I so great? Why am I so this or that? Not by listening to other people and other people's voice. You have to say it out loud, create recordings in your own voice so that you can hear yourself. Your brain vibrates to the sound of your own voice. Your body listens to you. And you can't just do that. You have to pair it with action. Exposing your nervous system slowly so that it can see that it's safe to do new things. Because if you're not pairing it with action, then you're only solving part of it. And you're not telling your brain that it can trust you. You're not showing your nervous system that it can trust you. If you're not eating healthy and you don't feel good, it's going to compound the effect of not being able to move forward. If you're not exercising, it's going to compound the effect of not being able to move forward. And you don't have to do crazy exercise. It's 15 minutes a day. You just have to move your body. If it's dancing, if it's walking, or if it's whatever. Because we are 70% water. What happens to water when it's still? It becomes stagnant. Bacterial growth starts to grow in. The same thing happens on a cellular level in your body. So you have to do the things that prove to your nervous system that you are capable, that you are consistent, and that you can do the things that you want to do. And you have to start taking action towards the things that you want to do, towards your dreams, towards new things. And it doesn't have to be something big. You just need to start by going to a different grocery store. If you always go to the same grocery store, do the same thing, your brain is recreating reality. Literally collapsing the wave in the quantum sense and recreating that reality from the predictable past. So try something different, eat a different food, or listen to a different genre of music. You have to expose your brain to a different stimulus in order for it to have new information to build the reality that you want. If you're always feeding your brain the same thing over and over again, it's only going to create what you feed it. So you have to change it. If you want a different reality, you have to change it. And this applies to anything. If you want more money, you have to show your brain that you're good with money, that you understand money, that you know how to spend it, save it, or whatever. If you want more love, then you have to show your brain and your nervous system that you love yourself first. And you do the things that show it you love it by being consistent, having discipline, and having self-love even on the days that you don't have discipline. And then you have to take action. And what does that action look like? That action looks like maybe going out and trying new things where you can meet other people. You usually meet other people on the path, on the journey that you find your interests in. So if you've always wanted to scuba dive, start taking classes. Go out and scuba dive. If you've always wanted to do art or anything else, join an art league. Be a volunteer at an art institute. There's stuff all over the place that you can do. When you go after the interest, you're going to meet people with those similar interests. And when you have self-love and confidence in yourself, you attract people that have self-love and confidence in themselves. And that is a pair. That's a match. So this applies to every single little thing in your life. So let's recap. First step, self-love, right? Self-validation, pulling back the autonomy and the power that we outsource. Second step, prove to yourself that you can do this. Prove to your brain that you love yourself. Prove to your brain that it can trust you and your spinal cord, and because all that's your nervous system, by taking action. Eating the better foods, being consistent with exercise, and taking micro actions at first. And it may seem small to just go try some different food, or try a different spice, or try to cook something different, or go to a different grocery store, or take a different route to work. But what you're doing is giving your brain novelty and different variables, and proving to it that it has other things that it can build on. And then also you are strengthening your nervous system so that it can handle the future that you want, and you won't be so scared. It's just acclimating it. You were scared when you started to ride a bike. You were scared when you started a car. You were scared when you started driving, scared when you started a new job, scared when you go to interviews, because it's your nervous system trying to protect you. So in order to get over that, you don't just break your rubber band, you stretch it slowly by doing the micro actions, and they add up to a change in reality. You have to stay consistent. A lot of people try this and they spiral back. They don't do the positive self-talk. They let the rumination go and they let the thoughts go. But you can choose different thoughts. The rumination and the thoughts that you have are neural pathways in your brain that are there subsequent to a situation that you've experienced. So you can choose something else. You can choose to rewrite it. It's like rewriting a program. And when you start taking the action, it can feel uncomfortable. And that's okay. It's supposed to. When you continue to go and continue to go and continue to go, your nervous system acclimates. It metabolizes the fear, and then you're good as gravy. You can go. You can do the things. And then you've shown yourself that you can trust yourself. You've shown yourself that you can be disciplined, that you can be consistent, and that you are serious about change. And then your reality literally starts changing. Old friends may drop away. Old habits will drop away. You'll start feeling better. And when you start feeling better, you stop producing the cortisol and all the things that put you in that feedback loop with rumination. You start producing more dopamine. You start producing more serotonin. And that compounds, and that creates a positive feedback loop so that you can start being happy and feeling happy. But you have to be intensive, and you have to be intentional about living and changing. Hope this helps. It helped me.